we need to talk about color. Bright, beautiful, vibrant color. But when it comes to art, sometimes using vibrant colors can go a little overboard. Hi everyone, it's Carrie aka Nerdygirlcreates and welcome back to my channel. It's Indie Friday and welcome to my 100th time of trying to record this video. Final Cut Pro does not like me. Today we're going to look at a Comixology exclusive called Clear, written by Scott Snyder and art and color by Francis Manapul. Remember color. Now this is a sci-fi futuristic tale, and it focuses on a detective living in a city where a drug called Clear is very popular. And this drug helps people hallucinate a reality that they want to live in. Like if you want to be a basketball player, suddenly you think you're a basketball player. Yada yada yada. Now I really want to talk about the art in this. If you haven't gotten that hint already from the beginning of this video. And we're going to talk about the use of color in this book. Now, the illustrations are really well done. I love how the expressions, the details on the city, the vehicles, the people, it is really, really good. My problem comes in when the color is there. Now, the problem with the color is there's this trend where people love to use like overly vibrant hues in comics. Like everybody wants to be cyberpunk. The problem in this is, compared to say Once and Future, where they use it, but it's more of a background. It doesn't take too much of the forefront, and it's really, really well done. This is like the whole filter is whatever vibrant color they chose for that panel. Sometimes it's multiple colors. And it gets to a point where the illustrations at times bleed into the colors that you kind of having a hard time making it out. For example, when somebody is on the drug Clear and they're having a hallucination, sometimes you have to really look to determine if that's like the hallucination or if that's just somebody in the background. And sometimes the only way you find out is through the narration, because the narration tells you everything. And if I wanted to depend just on words alone, I'd be reading novels. There's a lot of use of pink. Barbie says she wants her color back. A lot of yellows and blues, like neon colors too, not like darker blues. I mean, you do have them in there somewhere, but a majority of the colors are these neon colors. And it's distracting as hell. You can't tell if this is the drug or if this is, I mean, you don't even know sometimes that you're supposed to be looking at a scene that's like a drug hallucination. I hate this trend. Okay, I hate when they depend too much on this really vibrant color. And I know what phrase you guys want to use because I know about that trend that some big comic book pro on Twitter started. And no, I'm not going to use it. You can use it, but I'm not going to use it. It's like they depend too much on this color, and it kind of like just these colors. And I don't know, it's just, it doesn't pull me in. It actually sometimes makes me I have to sometimes stare at things and go, okay, what am I supposed to be looking at? Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not. No pun intended. I just don't like it. I don't like one page is fully purple with maybe bits of blue. And then other times it's overdone with pink, and it's not attractive. And again, it blurs a lot of times. It really does. The other problem I have with this comic is the story. And I'm going to be honest with you about this story. I like Scott Snyder. I don't have a problem with him. I did like most of his Batman run. But I'm having a hard time really getting intrigued by his indie projects. And this one feels very generic and very mundane. It's almost like he one day was sitting home alone and decided to have a back-to-back marathon of Total Recall and Blade Runner. And decided to come up with a story that combined the both, but then didn't execute it well. His main character, this detective, is very blah, aloof. I mean, the only time you see him get aggravated is when he realizes he's been caught spying. The whole issue is him focusing on this case where he's hired by a woman to investigate and prove that her husband has been cheating on her through the drug. I'm not kidding. So he's doing all this, but the beginning of the story opens with a suicide of a character, and it's not revisited against the end, and I'm guessing the suicide is what's supposed to hook you. Well, this character recognizes the body. He has a connection with this character. But his reaction is... There's nothing appealing about this guy. I mean, he's just very generic. I mean, they don't like give you anything throughout this first issue to say, oh, well, this guy's got some demons or something. You know, this guy has a reason why he's become a detective. There's nothing. And this is my biggest problem with the mainstream comic industry. People who are writing these comic books automatically assume you're going to read more than one issue. And let me tell you, when you're introducing a new story and new characters, you need to hit the home run on the first issue. Otherwise, people are just going to drop it. And that's what I feel like with this story. I feel like they're just depending on you to read more issues. I mean, after I finished this, I didn't even care about issue 2. There was nothing in here to intrigue me. You opened it with this really interesting plot of this character slowly climbing up this building and then falling to their death. And you had a narration, which I still don't know if it's supposed to be the main character, I'm assuming, talking about a joke that was told to him by a kid. There's no payoff with the joke. And the whole suicide seems to be kind of like blown over at the end with the way he reacts to it. I mean, this character was so important to the main character. There should have been a little bit more emotion. Even if he was trying to hide it in front of the people showing him the body, and then later as he walked out had more of a reaction, fine. But he just kind of like breezes through this book, and it's like... And again, there's a lot of things like I said, Blade Runner and Total Recall, but not done right. With this drug, doing hallucinations, I'm still trying to figure out, like, I mean, these people are taking this drug. It's like the machine in Total Recall, where they can go on vacation somewhere in their mind to a place they could never be in reality. This drug just fulfills wishes, and I kind of wish there was, like, a little bit more, and, like, with the exception of him not accidentally, but getting injected with it, there's nothing really in this telling me, like, how the drug plays into the story, other than it was part of this case that's not really relevant so far to the plot going forward. So yes, that was clear. I do not recommend. If you do want to check it out, like I said, it's a Comixology exclusive. I hope you don't have seizures over colors. I'm not making fun of things. It's a lot of color. A lot of neon. But, yeah, that's clear. Unfortunately, not very clear. And, tell me what you think. Have you read Clear? Is there something better I should be reading? Please, please comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.